Well, rather unfortunate, and that's because there's not much we can do but educate these teens about sexting. This research included 39 separate projects that began in 1990 all the way to June of 2016. This disturbing uptick was seen or noticed right in 2008. This definitely corresponds to that easy access to mobile devices, to cell phones, to your internet access, to your laptops, of course. And this makes it easier for teens to sext. And again, this is a growing concern not only for parents but also educators across the state. Joining me this morning is Catherine Brooks. She is Associate Director of School of Information here at the University of Arizona. Now, a very broad topic, but why exactly do you think teens sext?
Certainly, I mean, obviously with the growth of number of mobile phones especially, we know that adults and kids are sexting, and we're moving much of our intimate lives into online realms, and so we're all at risk. Kids in particular, we need to keep talking about the mobile phones in schools and reach out.
Well, we definitely teens attribute love to sexting, and that's one of the main concerns for parents and for educators. Now, although this is rather unfortunate, it's not terribly surprising at this point.
Sadly, no. And I know that, especially in schools, parent groups, we've been trying to talk to students, also try to legislate, even though, we've got rules and laws, it's a misdemeanor, that sort of thing. That's not really working. A better approach is probably to continue talking about how to live our lives in an online world.
This brings up the topic of safety. Teens assume that they're safe online on their mobile devices. That's not in most cases, that's not true.
Right. I think in the moment, people are safe. They're in intimate relationships. A lot of the trouble occurs, once there's a breakup, and we know, especially with young kids, those, young kids fall in love and break up, all the time. And so there's just more material out there that's not under their own purview, their own private information that shouldn't be shared, is shared, and so that does create a problem in the offline life related to their online activities.
All right, Catherine, thank you. We'll check it back in with you in the next half hour. We'll talk about how parents can bring up this conversation with their kids. Of course, we know safety is probably the #1 way to prevent this danger for teens. For now, we're live at the University of Arizona. Pat and Whitney, we'll send it back over to you guys.
Carlos, thank you very much. Today, the accused Florida school shooter has a hearing, but he will not be there because he's waived his rights to go. As he sits in jail, people are still leaving flowers and notes outside the school. Prosecutors are expected to ask for hair samples, fingerprints, DNA, and pictures of the suspect.